Welcome back to Shadows of Brimstone. We're playing the first mission, the basic mission, a mine mission, and they're the same in both the Swamps of Death and the City of Ancients, the first 5 missions in the adventure book. So we're looking for a Fistful of Darkstone, which is the first adventure. And so let's begin. The first thing we do at the beginning of every turn in Shadows of Brimstone is we try to hold back the darkness. So we're going to go over to the dice tray and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so how we hold back the darkness is on this little depth tracker here. You'll see a 7+, and this is our posse marker. So we need to roll a 7 or higher with 2 dice, 2 6-sided dice, to hold back the darkness. If we don't, then the darkness marker here will start advancing the other way down the track. So let's see if we can do it. If we roll doubles, a special event takes place. And so we roll a 3 and a 1, which is 4, which is not 7 or higher. And so the darkness tracker moves to the 1 space. If it moves once more, next turn we're going to get a darkness card. And those are bad news. All right, back to the main board, and we're going to have our characters go in initiative order. So the lawman, U.S. Marshal, is going to be going first. His initiative's 4. And then we're going to have Ashlee, our rancher, with initiative 3 going after that. Alright, so our U.S. Marshal here with a shotgun, he gets to go first. And how we do things here is we roll 1 6-sided die for movement. And he rolls a 6, so he can motor. And of course we want to get over here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get right to the edge of the tile. Now he could explore, which means we're going to draw a map tile deck card and see what's here. The other thing he can do is called scavenging. And so he's going to wait for Ashlee to catch up. So he is going to scavenge. And how you scavenge is you roll 3 6-sided dice. And for every 6 you roll, you get to take 1 scavenge card. And so he rolls 1 6. So he does indeed scavenge, which means now that this section of the map has been scavenged. We put a token on it. And there are these things called scavenge cards. And I think there's a dozen of them. 1/3 of them are good, 1/3 of them are bad, and 1/3 of them, yes, are ugly. Well, they don't do anything for you. All right, so he gets to scavenge 1 card, and we see Chilling Dread. Oh, that's awful. This is one of the bad ones. Now, you'll see we get 10 experience points, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the experience between them. How the game is supposed to be played is each character gets their experience individually, and then they would level up once they hit 500 experience, going from level 1 to level 2. But I'm just going to share the experience between them. It says, what you find in the shadows only confirms the doom that awaits you all. Draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. And so those are going to get reshuffled again if we scavenge once more. So we're off to a horrid start. So we have to just shuffle the Growing Dread cards. And we just take one. Now, we don't look at these. These get revealed in the finale, but they're going to add up and be a nuisance for us. We can get rid of them by each party member getting rid of 1 grit. So we could get rid of this card. We don't have to get rid of it yet. Keep that in mind. We could get rid of it. We each do have 1 grit, so we could get rid of it right now, but we'll just let it sit for a bit. All right, next up is we're going to have Ashlee the rancher go. So she rolls 6-sided and rolls a 4. So she can move 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And she can't scavenge anymore because the area is already scavenged. And that basically ends the turn. So let's go on to the next turn, so which is going to be starting by holding back the darkness. All right, we're going to try to hold back that darkness again. Let's hope we do it this time. Oh, wow, this is an awful start. We roll a 4, and which means our marker here moves to the 2. And because we move down to the 2 with a blood splatter, we have to draw a darkness card. And these are basically, most of them are buffs for the monsters we're going to meet eventually. Some of them are other things, but we have to draw one. And of course, they're always bad. So I shuffle them up, draw one. Eruption of the Dead. Oh, this is really not what we wanted. We're off to a horrid start. It says, bursting through the surface below, a horde of hungry dead surround you. Ambush attack, 2P or 2 dread dice of hungry dead. Oh, could it get any worse? Let's go back to the starting tile, and or actually we're going to roll the 2 dread dice right now, and that is these ones. They're the special dice, and of course they have, I think, 2 3s, 2 4s, a 5, and a 6 on them. So you're not going to get a low number of hungry dead. And how many hungry dead do we have? Of course, this could be a very quick playthrough. We get 12 of them. Wow, I don't even know if 12 are going to fit on the board. Let's go over to the main board and get ambushed. And an ambush means they surround you of hungry dead. Wow, off to a horrid, horrid start. And things have suddenly taken a turn for the horrible. So there's a total of 12 hungry dead miniatures that you get from the, I believe it's the Swamps of Death base game. I have them all out in the board now. Because I don't have things painted, they're a little hard to see. Of course, U.S. Marshall is right here at the front of the line. Ashlee, our rancher's here. And because we are ambushed, they get to be as close to us as possible. And that's 12 of them. So let's take a look at their card, the Hungry Dead. They have initiative of 1, so they're very slow, which means we're going to be going first. But they have something called Fear. And it says a hero starting their activation adjacent automatically takes a horror hit, which means we can start losing sanity. So they move 2 spaces. The escape number means that's what you need to move away from them. But of course we're surrounded, not moving anywhere. They hit on a 4+, they roll 1 die per attack. Each attack that hits us is going to do 3 damage. They have a defense of 4, which means we have to do 5 or more damage to them with 1 shot, because their health is 1 to kill them, and each one we kill is worth 20 XP. So, wow, yep, Hungry Dead by the ton. And we go in initiative order, so our... well, actually, we need to try to do something here now. We do roll to move as well. So let me get a little organized here, and we'll come right back. All right, so we're all set up here. I do not believe our rotten luck. All right, so up first in initiative order, even though they get the ambush, which gives them +2 initiative. I don't know if I mentioned that. So their initiative is 3 for the first round of battle. However, our Marshall's initiative is 4. And so the first thing we're going to do for him is he's going to roll for movement. He rolls a 2, so that doesn't do anything for him, and he can't go anywhere. But now he is, unfortunately, he needs to take 1, 2, 3 horror hits. So 3 horror hits means, for sanity's sake, because they have the fear ability, he needs to save in his sanity, and that's 4+. So he rolls a 6, 3, and a 2, so he saves 1. He is going to take 2 sanity loss for having these things crawling out of the ground right beside him. He has a total of 12 sanity. It is now knocked down to 10. Now he gets to go. After taking his horror hits, he is going to shoot with his shotgun. And his shotgun here is a range of 5. It has 1 shot. It uses a D8 for shooting. So let's go ahead here and see if he can hit. He'll just shoot right here with his shotgun. He rolls a 4, which is a hit, because his range is 4+, and he also uses a D8 for damage. So if he can overcome the defense of 4 and do 1 health, so he needs to roll 5 or higher on damage. And he rolls a 7, and that is enough to take out the Hungry Dead. And of course, taking out the Hungry Dead is 20 experience, and I just used the Monopoly money, so we'll just put that in an experience pile, which they're going to share. And also from the scavenging earlier, there's another 10. So they have a total of 30 experience now. And that's the end of his turn, is it? Or does he have a special ability? It says double shotgun once per turn. When you kill an enemy with a shotgun, you gain a +1 shot with the shotgun. So he's going to go ahead and shoot at this one. So that's his special ability. So he's going to shoot again. He gets a 6, which is a critical hit, because the shotgun has a critical hit on a 6, 7, and 8. And what a critical hit means is you ignore the opponent's defense. So boom. How much damage does he do? 7. It doesn't matter. he has no defense. The shotgun takes him out. It's another 20 experience. So they're up to 50 experience now. And now it is, unfortunately, time for the undead to go. And the undead turn is, this one was going to be attacking him, and 3 are going to be attacking Ashlee, our rancher. So this one attacks our U.S. Marshal. They have 1 attack die, and they hit on a 4+. But if they hit you and you don't defend, they're going to do 3 damage. So because it hit, it rolls a 1. It misses the Marshal. Unfortunately, Ashlee, the rancher here, has 3 undead right around her. And what do they get? Of course, they get 2 hits, and they don't do anything for critical hits. So she has to defend the 2 hits. Her defense is 4+, and she has 14 health. And so she defends 1 hit, but she gets hit with the other one, doing 3 damage. So she takes a total of 3 wounds. So she had 14 health. She's now down to 11. Okay, and the reason they're going first is because on an ambush, their initiative is 3. Ashlee's initiative is also 3. Monsters get to go first on a tied initiative. But now it is her turn to go. And I think she is going to... What is she going to do? She's going to roll for movement, of course, because that's the first thing we want to do. She might get a grit if she rolls a 1, and she does, which is perfect. And she's allowed to have a maximum of 2 grit. She's going to immediately spend this grit. And she's going to use her swinging rifle attack. Use a grit, automatically combat hit to every adjacent enemy. This does not count as your attack. So she's going to do this with, she's going to swing her rifle around. But of course, she needs to take horror hits first. 4 of them, because she has 1, 2, 3, 4 undead around her. She saves on a 4+ sanity, and she only saves 1 of them. So she's going to take 3 sanity damage, which is bad. But she has 14 sanity because of the mirror. Now she has 11. So she has 11 health, 11 sanity. Forgot that. That's the first thing we need to do. All right, so she's doing a swinging attack by spending her grit that she just got for her movement roll. So she's going to have 4 hits. So she's going to start with this one. And that's going to do... how much damage is that going to do? It is a combat hit. So combat hit is just a straight melee. And I think... What does it do for damage? I'll just have to check that and be right back. Alright, it's just a straight D6 for damage. So she wails on this one with the butt of her hunting rifle. It does 6 damage, which is enough to take it out. I'll count up all the experience after. So that's 1 she kills with the butt of the rifle. The next one, she rolls 1 damage. Well, that's not going to do anything because it has a defense of 4. Then this one here, she swings at it, does 3, doesn't get through the defense. And the last one rolls a 6. Wow, so she took out 2 of them by swinging her rifle around. That's pretty awesome. Okay, and now she still gets to fire her hunting rifle. And her hunting rifle is range 12. It only has 1 shot, but it does +2 damage. She hits on a 4+. So let's see if she can... and you have to shoot adjacent targets if you have some adjacent to you. She rolls a 4, which is a hit. She hits on a 4+. And her hunting rifle does +2 damage. So if she can roll a 3 or higher... or a 6, boom, she is going to take this one right out, no problem. And her special ability, if she's using a 2-handed gun, which she is, she gets +1 shot when you kill something with the gun. So she's going to shoot again right here at this adjacent one. So I guess we're clearing them out pretty good. She rolls a critical hit, which means automatically negates defense. Going to do 4 damage. It only has 1 health. It is gone. And again, she's doing the Ash and the shopping cart maneuvers. She just keeps going. Every time she hits and kills with a 2-handed rifle, she keeps going and going. And this time she rolls a 1. So she missed. But boy, did they clean out the area. And that is going to end everybody's turn. And now the ambush round is over. So their initiative is going to go back to 1. And so the first thing we need to do now is we need to roll to hold back the darkness for the start of the next round. All right, it's hold back the darkness time. Come on, something. Oh, we are just sucking wind. Okay, 3, it moves. We didn't hold it back. We needed a 7+. We roll a 5. Back to the main board for the next round of excitement. All right, this time the U.S. Marshal definitely going first. He has initiative of 4. Ashlee, our rancher, now has initiative 3. She's going to go second, and then the Hungry Dead, who are slow with initiative of 1, will go last. So our Marshal's up first. Luckily, he is not next to any undead now, so he doesn't have to take those horror hits, but he's going to roll to move. Wow, and he rolls a 1. So that is going to give him a grit. And grit is basically used for re-rolling. So that's pretty cool. We can use that. He can use a grit to heal 3 wounds or 3 sanity from yourself or another hero on the map if he wants to. And he may think about doing that. But he rolled a 1, which I think he's going to move up 1 space. So he is adjacent to Ashlee. He is going to spend a grit. And he's going to use his Hardened Resolve. And we can just re-look at that. The Hardened Resolve is use a grit to heal 3 wounds or 3 sanity from yourself or another hero on the map tile. 5 XP for every wound healed to another hero that way. So he's going to heal Ashlee her 3 wounds that she took. So that's going to give them 15 experience points. I'll just do that now. And we'll add up all the undead if we survive this fight at the end. Make sure we have the right amount of experience for that. And now he gets to shoot. And he has a shotgun range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can hit basically everything. And you can shoot through other models. They don't block line of sight. Nor do they get shot by you if you're shooting past them. All right, so did I do everything? We did the hold back the darkness, which we failed. He's rolled to move. Now he's going to roll to attack. He gets 1 shot with a shotgun. And he rolls a 1, which is not a hit. So that's pretty bad. I guess we're just going to live with that. Up next is Ashlee. She's not adjacent to any of the undead. She doesn't take horror hits, and she rolls to move. Come on, a 1. She rolls a 5. She's going to back off here next to the Marshal. And now she gets to shoot with her hunting rifle. And she rolls a 6, which is a critical hit. Doesn't really matter. Boom, she pops off this guy because she can't do less than 1 damage. Critical hits ignore defense. They only have 1 health. Dead. She gets to shoot again. That's her ability. She rolls another 6. Boom. She is just mowing them down. Gets to attack again. Rolls a 4, which is a hit. How much damage does she do? She does 6 damage. Can she see that one? Let's say she can't. Boom! Another one down. Keeps going. And yes, the errata says you only get 3 kills, but I say no way. We just keep going. But she misses. All right. Boy, that was an incredibly good turn of Hungry Dead killing. And they get to move. It's their turn now. They get to move 2 spaces. So 1, 2... 1, 2, and he's just going to get there. They're not even adjacent. This is so good. But, unfortunately, we need to hold back the darkness. All right, can we get some luck already? We need a 7+. Wow! I don't think we've held back the darkness once this entire game. And it means we go to another blood splatter. And that means we'll just draw another card off the top of the darkness deck, and this time we get Overwhelming Dread. Add a Growing Dread card to the stack. Didn't we just get something horrible like that before? Oh boy, we are not doing well. That's awful. So we're going to add another Growing Dread. Now we have 2 of them in the pile that are going to be sprung on us at the end of the adventure, if we ever get there. Back to the main board. Let's wrap up this battle with the undead, I hope. All right. Again, U.S. Marshal, initiative of 4. He is going to go first. After we've held back the darkness, which we haven't, he gets to roll for movement. Come on, a 1. He gets a 5. Well, he's going to stay where he is. And he's going to shoot with his shotgun. Come on. Oh, sorry. His shotgun uses a D8, not a D6. 6 as a critical hit Kablammy. This guy is killed again. Critical hit, negate defense. He can't do any less than 1 damage, so automatically kills. His special ability is the double shot with the shotgun once a turn. When you kill an enemy with a shotgun, you gain +1 shot for the shotgun. He is going to go for this one. Come on. And he rolls a 4, which is a hit. And if he gets a 5 or higher for damage, he will kill it. Gets a 3, so that shotgun blast took his arm off, but did not get rid of him. However, up next is Ashlee, our rancher, and she has to roll for movements. And she rolls a 4, so she doesn't get a grit, but she does get to shoot. Come on, do your stuff. And she rolls a 2, which is not a hit. And I don't think she's going to use a grit this time to do anything. All right, so it's Undead's turn. They get to move too, so they're just going to both shamble right up. 1 attack on each of them. And so we'll have the U.S. Marshal attacked first. A 5, he gets hit, but does he defend it? He rolls a 5. He needed a 4+ or 3+ to defend on health, so no problem there. He doesn't take the damage. The attack on Ashlee, a 4, is also a hit. Use the white dice for her, and her defense, she rolls a 5. She needed a 4+. She does not take any damage either. And that's the end of that round. So of course, every turn here, we have to keep holding back the darkness. So let's go back and see if we can fail. See if we can not fail this time. Okay, come on. We need a 7 or higher. This is getting ridiculous. There we go, 7. We held it back. Finally, we don't have it going down the track. Wow, we haven't even got out of the first room yet. Back to the board, see if we can finish off these pesky undead. All right, the start of the next round. This time now, the U.S. Marshal is beside 2 undead. He's going to take 2 horror hits. He needs a 4+ to save on sanity, and he saves 1 of them. So he only takes 1 sanity loss from being beside those 2 undead. He now has 3 sanity damage. He's down to a total of 9. But he's going to roll for movement. Hope he gets a 1 for grit. Does not, but he's not moving anywhere. And now he gets to shoot with the shotgun. Come on. And he rolls a 5, which is a hit. And how much damage can he do? 1 damage. Not enough. All right, up next in initiative order is our rancher. And she has to take 2 horror hits from the undead who are adjacent to her. And she rolls a 3 and a 2, which is not good enough. And she's not going to bother with the grit. So she now has a total of 5 sanity damage of a total 14. So it's not great, but she does now get to shoot. Now she could spend her 1 grit and do that attack. She's going to shoot first and see what happens. So she goes to shoot a 6. Wow. Point blank. Boom. Gets rid of that undead. Of course, critical hit. And can't do any less than 1 damage. And she swivels here and sees if she can, because she just keeps going if she keeps killing with her rifle. A 2 is a miss. Does she want to grit that? I think she's going to spend her grit to re-roll her attack. See if she can hit. Come on. And this time she rolls a 5, which is a hit. And how much damage? Come on, lots of damage. Does 3 damage, which was not enough to overcome the defense. Now it is the undead's turn. It's sitting here. It was attacking the U.S. Marshal. It will continue to attack the U.S. Marshal. Needs a 4+ to hit, rolls a 2, and misses. And that's the end of the round. Yes, another round. We have to try and hold back the darkness. All right, we need a 7+. We get 9. Excellent. We're starting to at least do something over here. All right, back to the main board. We only have 1 undead left. Okay, the 1 undead is going to cause 1 horror hit for our U.S. Marshal, who is up first in initiative order. And does he save it? He rolls a 5. He is not going to take any sanity loss for the last one. And now he gets to roll for movement. He rolls a 1, which is a grit. Excellent. He has 2 grit now. And now he's going to shoot with a shotgun. Point blank. Rolls a 7, which is a critical hit. Can't do less than 1 damage. They only have 1 health. Boom. This guy is blown away. That is 12 hungry dead we just took down. at 20 experience points each. That's 240 experience points for wiping out that massive eruption of the dead we had, which was a darkness card, which we're now getting rid of because it was so annoying. So 240 experience, which is just a ton of, wow, that's a ton of experience. So 240, again, Monopoly money, just to keep track of it. And what happens at the end of a battle now is something called catching your breath. Ashlee didn't get to go. So what catching your breath means is at the end of the battle, generally you get 1d3, and you can heal sanity or wounds, any combination thereof. But if you didn't get a turn before the catching your breath, you get a d6. So the U.S. Marshal here is going to get 1d3 recovery, and he rolls a 3, so he's going to get 2 back. So of his 3 sanity damage, he's going to heal 2 for catching your breath. Ashlee has a total of 5 sanity damage, but she gets to roll a d6. Come on, high. And she rolls a 6, which is going to cure all of her sanity. The other thing you can do is you can take a grit if you don't want to do any healing, but I thought it was a good idea for them both to heal. So after all that, they got a ton of experience. Our Marshal only has 1 sanity damage, and Ashlee, our Rancher, is completely healed. The other thing that happens now is for every card that brought monsters onto the board, you get to draw a loot card. And loot is all good. So let's do the U.S. Marshal first, see what he gets for loot. So we shuffle them, and he gets, oh, awesome, 20 experience points for the team, and he gets to draw a gear card. And Ashlee gets 1 dark stone. All right, and so what I do for dark stone, there are these little tokens, but I use these little colored crystal bead things that you get at like pet stores for fish tanks and what have you. So she's got 1 dark stone, but we have to draw a gear card for the U.S. Marshal. And that could be a good thing. And of course the gear card, when you have both sets of games together, is massive. I don't know if I'm going to try to shuffle this. I'll probably knock them all over the place. So we'll just sort of randomly go in here. Boom. He gets a gear. I wonder what the Marshal's going to get. Now he can give it to Ashlee as well. So what he got was a mining lantern. Sounds pretty cool. Once per turn, use 2 grit to re-roll the whole back to darkness roll. Generally, you can never re-roll them. This grit may be spent by any mix of heroes. Light source. Limit 1 light source in the hero posse. So we're going to give this to Ashlee. She had the regular lantern, and she's going to leave the regular lantern where it is. So we have a lantern now that if we spend 2 grit, we can re-roll the whole back to darkness, which is generally not, you're never able to re-roll it. Wow, and this episode's gone on quite long enough. Haven't even gotten out of the initial mine area. We're trying to find 2 encounter tokens, of course, that have that exclamation mark on them. The second one's going to bring us to our finale. Wow. All right, that was the first episode of Shadows of Brimstone. We are playing Ashlee the Rancher and a U.S. Marshal with no name, trying to go and get a horde of Darkstone that we can bring back to town, sell for a ton of cash, and retire in luxury, perhaps. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of A Fistful of Darkstone, the first basic adventure in the Shadows of Brimstone from Flying Frog Productions. All right, thanks for watching, and join me next time.